Hey guys, Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com, bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the Nike Mercurial Vapor 10 in the Intense Heat Pack colorway. Now inside the box, they do include a string bag to go along with the shoes themselves. The string bag is black in color with black strings. It features a red Nike swoosh on one side and your red Nike football branding on the other. Other than that, all you're going to find inside the box, as you guys can see, are the shoes themselves. So we'll get these guys out of the box really quickly, and we'll take a closer look at the Intense Heat Mercurial Vapor 10, which I know is not the latest colorway release from Nike anymore, but this particular colorway of the Vapor 10 has been on pre-order for quite a long time now, and just this week is starting to be in stock. So if you guys are still interested in a pair of these for yourself, check out the review page on my website. It's the first link down below in the description of this video, and on that page you will find buy it now links for this specific colorway, along with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you will be able to pick these up below their normal retail price. So what we're going to be talking about in today's video is, of course, the colorway itself, taking a closer look at that, as well as going over all of the tech specs and general performance features that you should know about the Mercurial Vapor 10. So if you're interested in learning more about this particular shoe, please stick around. And with that being said, let's get right into the review. To start things off, let's take a closer look at the colorway. Now, this being part of the Intense Heat Pack, features, of course, that signature Persian violet Nike swoosh with the black outline. Now, this Persian violet color kind of has this color changing effect where it looks blue in certain lighting and purple in other lighting situations. And honestly, it just looks really, really good, accenting well with the bright crimson upper, which essentially is red. Now, in comparison to the Superfly 4 in the same color, they look very similar in terms of the actual shade of red, but there are, of course, some slight differences, mainly because it is a different material, and because you have a different material, the texturing is a little bit different. I would say that the Vapor 10 in general just has a little bit more shine to the actual red color itself, which is by no means a bad thing. I actually think it looks really, really good. You do, of course, have red in the laces. You have your black detailing in the ACC branding, as well as the Nike swoosh on the tongue, a black heel liner, a red insole, the Mercurial branding in black down the back of the shoe, and then of course the entire sole plate is black with a nice sparkly effect to it. It's actually got a kind of blue sparkle, which is kind of nice. I'm not sure if you guys can see that on the video, but it's very noticeable in person. And then of course some of the studs are black and some of the studs are red in color. It all works nicely together on one single colorway, and overall I just think it's a pretty good looking shoe, especially if you're looking for a bright red pair of Mercurial Vapors. So let me know your thoughts on the colorway down below in the comment section. Do you like how these look? Why or why not? And with that being said, let's move on to the tech specs so we can learn a little bit more about the overall performance. As far as performance is concerned, the Mercurial Vapor 10, in my opinion, is your best option if you're looking for the thinnest possible touch on the ball and also a very tight, responsive, and lightweight experience from your soccer cleats. Now in today's video, we're going to go over all of the basic tech specs that you should know about this shoe if you are perhaps interested in purchasing them. But if you guys want as many details as possible, I would strongly recommend checking out the full written review on my website. That'll be the very first link down below in the description of this video. And I'll also leave an annotation on screen to my playtest video of the Vapor 10, as well as a comparison video between the Vapor 10 and the Superfly 4, which is obviously the shoe in the Mercurial lineup at the moment that has seen the majority of the attention. Now, as far as the upper is concerned, it's a one-piece Tasian synthetic material, very, very thin upper, the thinnest we've ever seen on a pair of Mercurial Vapors. And like I said, in comparison to everything right now, this is as thin as it gets. If you want no extra padding whatsoever, as close to playing barefoot as possible, the Vapor 10 is what you're looking for. Now, despite the upper being extremely thin, it's actually surprisingly soft and flexible, and probably the most comfortable Mercurial Vapor that Nike has ever put out. It's reinforced with an internal fused-on support cage that you can very faintly see on the outside of the shoe. Can't really show you the inside because I can't open it up. Because it is a one-piece construction. There's no actual tongue here. So the center portion is also Tasian synthetic, and it has a slightly elasticated quality about it. So when you do slide your foot inside the shoe, it will be a little bit more difficult because you can't really open it up. But it has that nice kind of compression type fit, similar to the Flyknit models from Nike, in that it kind of wraps your foot really nicely even prior to tying the laces tight. And then of course, when you do pull those laces tight, it pulls on these support cages and just keeps your foot locked in place really, really nicely. Responsiveness is definitely a high point with this particular shoe, and rollover and instability is just not an issue whatsoever, despite the upper being as thin as it is. Now, the finish on the upper is their micro texturing, which is fairly minimal, not super noticeable. It's just a little bit of extra grip on the ball as opposed to just leaving the upper completely slick. And then of course it is finished off with ACC all conditions control, acting as your wet control element. And I will say that wet weather performance in the Mercurial Vapor 10 is very impressive, not only in terms of the amount of grip that you get on the ball, but because of this one-piece upper design, water really doesn't seep through on the inside of the shoe all that easily. So that's definitely another plus of this one-piece Teijin synthetic upper. You do have a standard traditional Mercurial low-cut design in the heel, internal plastic heel counter. The lining material is a smooth synthetic leather with a decent amount of padding considering how light these things actually are. The insole is fully removable. It features a mesh liner on top, perforations throughout, and it's just made from a single layer of foam. Nothing too special, but it does get the job done. And then moving on to the sole plate and stud pattern. The sole plate is the exact same shape as what you're going to find on the Superfly 4, but instead of being made from carbon fiber, it's made from a compressed nylon material that's a very similar thickness, equally as flexible and equally as stiff in all the right areas. And while it may not look as cool as the carbon fiber sole plate on the Superfly 4, if you were blindfolded, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference because they feel pretty much exactly the same, at least in my opinion. So you have that compressed nylon sole plate that is a lot more flexible and a lot less rigid in comparison to the Vapor 8 and the Vapor 9, which wasn't necessarily a negative point of those shoes, but it would be one of my complaints, especially from when those shoes were brand new. This just feels a lot more natural when you're actually running in them. And as far as the stud pattern is concerned, this is the new Mercurial stud pattern for the current lineup of Mercurials. They've reverted back to the 4 studs in the heel, all bladed in shape, that provide some really good traction and really good stability overall. And then of course in the forefoot, you have a variation of their bladed traction pattern that just performs really, really well as far as multi-directional traction is concerned. If you're looking for aggressive grip when pushing off in any direction, making quick changes of direction and just accelerating in general, the Mercurial stud patterns are some of the best on the market, and the Vapor 10 is no different. So if you've worn Mercurials in the past, you like the traction that you got from them, you're not going to have any issues with the current Mercurial lineup either. So that's pretty much it as far as tech specs go. Again, if you guys are looking for more details on the overall performance, I strongly recommend checking out that full written review on my website. First link down below in the description. And with that being said, let's move on to a quick weigh-in so we can see how lightweight these guys are. In terms of weight, the Vapor 10 provides as lightweight a playing experience as you can get from any other shoe on the market right now. In fact, it's actually Nike's lightest model at the moment, even lighter than the Superfly 4, which again, I think a lot of people just view as the flagship, really overlooking the Vapor 10. So I'm going to weigh this pair for you today in real time. Keep in mind this is a brand new pair in a size 9 US. We're going to throw them on the scale, and you can see that they weigh in at 6.3 ounces, which in comparison to a Superfly 4 in the same size, those normally weigh in at around 7 to 7.2 ounces. So you're talking about a full ounce less weight, the equivalent of 178 grams. So again, if you're looking for an ultra lightweight feel when wearing these shoes on your feet, the Vapor 10 is definitely what you're looking for. They're tight, they're responsive, you get great traction, you get that one-to-one experience, and like I said, they don't really have much extra weight to them. If you're looking for thin and minimal, the Vapor 10 has what you're looking for. Alright, so here is a look at the Mercurial Vapor 10s on feet. On my left foot I have the stock red laces that come with the shoes, and on my right foot I have a pair of reflective royal blue SR4U replacement laces. If you're interested in a pair of replacement laces for yourself, check out the website sr4ulaces.com. You'll find a direct link to that down below in the description of this video. Now in terms of how these things fit and feel on feet, despite them being thin, synthetic, very tight fitting shoes, they are surprisingly comfortable from right out of the box. There's very minimal break-in time required. At least that's what I've found from my personal experience with the Mercurial Vapor 10. The upper is thin, but at the same time very soft and flexible from the get-go, and I really like the one-piece construction of the upper. I know not everyone is a huge fan of it, but what I like is that it provides a nice one-to-one sensation when the shoe is on your foot. There's no overlapping materials, it feels very consistent, and to a certain extent it has that Superfly-like feel on your feet because of the one-piece design. At the same time, it does feel a little bit different, but I just like that it has that seamless sensation on your feet, and it's just very well reinforced despite being very thin and flexible. If you want that true barefoot experience, the Vapor 10 is one of the best options on the market at the moment, not only because of how they fit, but also because of how light and just naturally flexible they are when on your feet. As far as width is concerned, it is a tighter fitting shoe. There's really no extra space or width inside the shoe whatsoever. So if you do have wide feet, this is not a good option for you. They're not really going to stretch much in terms of how they fit from right out of the box either. So if they don't fit you well from the get-go, they're not likely to fit you comfortably in the long run either. So again, if you have wide feet, not a good option for you at all. As far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing my usual size 9 US here, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair of these for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size in order to achieve the best possible fit. Alright guys, that's it for my review of the Intense Heat Pack Nike Mercurial Vapor 10. Again, if you guys are interested in more information on the overall fit, feel, and performance of this shoe, I would strongly recommend checking out the full written review on my website. It'll be the very first link down below in the description of this video. Also on that review page, you will find Buy It Now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you will be able to pick these guys up below their normal retail price. So if you're interested in a pair, first link down below in the description, go ahead and check it out. If you guys have any questions at all regarding the Vapor 10, let me know those questions down below in the comment section, and I definitely will get an answer out to you. If you enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.